Hey friends, Coach Hayley here, and today we are going to be talking about habit stacking and habit specificity. Oftentimes we choose to have a goal or we have an aspirational habit that we want to do, but we don't actually have the steps figured out for how we're going to actually go about doing the actions. So habit stacking is the premise that we already have habits in place, right? Like literally everything that we do all day long is kind of a habit. So the idea of habit stacking is that we have these aspirational habits, these actions that we want to start doing, that we stack on top of other habits that we already have. This makes it so that an existing habit becomes a cue to do the new habit that you are trying to form. All right, an example of this, we're going to choose getting more steps. All right, this is a common goal that a lot of folks have, is that they want to get more steps. So ways that you would stack the habit of getting more steps could possibly be things like parking further away. When you either go to the grocery store, the mall, when you go to work, you're going to park in a spot that's a little bit further away, so that you have to take a few more steps to get to where you're going. This could include doing things like taking the stairs instead of the elevator. All right, you have to get there somehow, so that's kind of like the cue of like, all right, I see that there's a set of stairs that I can take. I'm going to take the stairs. Another stack might be, let's say you have a dog. You're going to have to walk the dog anyway. So maybe you start to stack on the extra habit of, I'm going to walk for an extra 10 minutes with the dog every time that I go for a walk. The dog will be happy. You'll be happy. You'll be getting more steps. One more example of this could be walking to go and perform errands. If you live close enough to somewhere where you can walk to go and do an errand instead of driving, that's another way to build up this habit. You have to go and do this thing anyway. Why not get in a few more steps? Another example could be, a lot of folks want to start journaling. So, it's one thing to just like buy the journal and say, okay, I'm going to start journaling, but we need to insert somewhere within our day a very specific time that we're going to journal. So perhaps there is a place where you already have like an existing habit or an existing place you're going to be, where you can stack that habit in there. For me, I'm a daily journaler. I always journal right before bed. So my journal literally sits right on top of my nightstand. It is the cue for me to pick up the journal and write down a few things before I go to bed. All right, I have to go to bed anyway, have to get into my bed. The journal's there, it's waiting for me. It is my literal visual cue to journal. All right, specificity. All right, so let's talk about how to be more specific with the habits that you are choosing. Common mistake that I see is that we're just not specific enough with what we're trying to do. All right, so choosing to, for example, all right, I want to start eating more protein. That's a great goal. Okay, so like, what are the habits that you're going to start to do to help you eat more protein? All right, so at every meal, I'm going to eat a palm-sized piece of protein, or I'm going to shoot for 30 grams of protein. Okay, great. So what is the specific thing that you're going to do to make sure that you eat enough protein at every meal? It actually, there's several steps that get you to that bigger habit. So you have to figure out the action steps, be specific about the things that you're going to do to get you to the actual habit that's going to help you to accomplish the goal. All right, so in being more specific with a protein habit, that could be on Mondays and Thursdays, I'm going to batch prep a bunch of slow cooker chicken, or I'm going to batch prep a bunch of hard-boiled eggs on these particular days, or I'm going to make sure that every Sunday and every Wednesday I'm going to the grocery store so that I know I have the protein in the house, or every single night before I go to bed, I'm going to take leftovers from dinner and I'm going to pack it up into a Tupperware so that the next day I already have my nice high protein meal ready to go with me for lunch. So being specific about the exact things that you're going to do to help you accomplish the goal, I think is really, really important, because if we just have these sort of ambiguous goals, all right, or these ambiguous habits that we're trying to strive for, we're going to get kind of vague results. We need to really niche down and be very specific. What are the exact things that I'm going to do to help me get to where I'm going? All right, habit stacking, being specific, these are all ways to help you decide on better action, more action to get you where you want to be. A recommendation that I would make about these two things is going to be the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, where he really dives deep into habit stacking. This is a great book that you could just listen to if you're not like a big reader. Could not recommend it enough. There are so many applicable examples and things that the author has to say about how to habit stack and how to be more specific with your actions that I think really anyone can benefit from. So happy habit stacking. Let's get more specific. And of course, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Thanks, guys. Bye.